Hello guys, welcome to the video lecture. In this video lecture, I am going to teach you the development of lateral surfaces of the truncated cylinder and truncated cone. If we coming to the problem number 7, we have completed 6 problems in the last video lectures, and in this video lecture we can complete 2 more problems. A cylinder of, if we coming to the problem number 7, a cylinder of 45 mm diameter and 55 mm long with its base on HP. So up to this particular point, this is related to the orthographic projections. According to these conditions, we should construct the orthographic projections of cylinder. It is cut by a plane perpendicular to the VP and inclined at 45 degrees to the horizontal plane and passing through a point on the top right corner of the cylinder. Draw the development of lateral surfaces of the truncated cylinder. That is the given data. So if we coming to this problem here, we can divide the problem into two parts. First part, that is related to the orthographic projections. We can complete the projections with HR2H pencil, and later we can develop the simple cylinder with 2H or H pencil. Then after that we can cut the object according to the given conditions. Then we can complete the remaining portion, that means a truncated cylinder development of lateral surfaces, that is with HB pencil. So initially we can complete the orthographic projections of the cylinder when the cylinder is located in the horizontal plane, that means axis perpendicular to the horizontal plane. So in that case we will get the true shape of the circle in the top view. So we can construct circle in the top view, that means below the reference line, with 22.5 mm radius. We can construct the circle so that we will get 45 mm diameter. Then immediately divide the circle into 8 equal parts. A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H represents top surface, and by giving 1 to each letter we will give the naming of the base. So we have to keep all the points within the braces because base surface is invisible in the top view. Then in the next step we can project every point onto the reference line, then extend every projector line 55 mm above the reference line because axis dimension is equal to 55 mm. Then by means of connecting all the points, we will get the front view of the cylinder in this way. So next, if we coming to the development of the cylinder, we can follow parallel line development because top surface and base both are parallel to each other. So if we coming to the parallel line development, from the top surface we can construct the locus line. Similarly, from the base line we can construct the locus line. So and the development of lateral surface of the cylinder, that is available in the rectangular shape. Rectangle dimensions are length is equal perimeter of the circle, that means 2 pi r, and breadth of the rectangle, that is equal to the height of the object, that means axis dimension. So 55 mm height. Similarly, length, that is equal to 2 pi into 22.5, that is radius 2 pi r. So we can calculate 2 pi r. Yes, after developing the simple cylinder, we will get the rectangular layout in this way. So here length is equal to 2 pi r, that is 2 pi into 22.5, that is 141.3, and breadth is equal to the height of the object. So here we have rectangular layout, and if you observe the circle, we have 8 divisions, so that we have to divide this rectangle also into 8 equal parts. So we have to follow division of a line method to divide this one into the 8 equal parts. Yes, after dividing the length of the rectangle into 8 equal parts, we will get the rectangular layout in this way, and these all lines are representing generators. So we should use 2H pencil properly. And here this is about simple development of simple cylinder, and next we can cut this particular object according to the given conditions. And if we coming to the conditions, sectional plane is passing through this particular corner, that is top right corner, and sectional plane is making 45 degrees inclination with the horizontal plane, that means reference line. So we should construct 45 degrees line passing through this point, and for remaining portion we have to show the development of lateral surfaces. So we can show the sectional plane. Yes, here we can see the position of the sectional plane. that is making 45 degrees inclination with the horizontal plane, and it is passing through the top right corner of the cylinder. And if we observe the sectional plane, it is cutting all the generators. So we can give the naming: cutting point on AA1, that is 1 dash, and BB 2 dash, 3 CC 3 dash, DD 4 dash, and EE, that is 5 dash. And if we come into the F, that is invisible, 6 dash, also invisible, and GG, that is invisible, so we can keep 7 dash also within the braces. And if we come into the H1, that is also invisible, so we can keep that one also within the braces. And next we can draw the locus lines to intersect the respective generator line. So one is located on AA1, so we should draw the locus line to intersect AA1. AA1 is available at 2 times, here and at the last point. So in this way we can construct the locus lines. So here we can draw the locus lines in this way to intersect the respective generator line. Here one is located on AA1, so here we can mark 1 on AA1 generator. This is first point. Similarly, AA1 is available at the right end also, and similarly 2 is belongs to BB1, 8 is belongs to HH1. So the intersection of this line with BB1, that is 2. Similarly, the intersection of this locus line with the HH1, that is 8. Similarly, here we have 3, 7. 3 is belongs to CC1, 7 is belongs to GG1. So on the CC1 line, that is point number 3. Similarly, on GG1 we will get 7. And here 4 and 6. 4 is belongs to DD1, so we can mark 4 here, and this is 6. And 5 and E both are located at same place, so we can mark 5 here. So in the next step we should join all the points in the correct sequence by freehand. Don't use scale. By freehand we should join all the points in the correct sequence, and that should be smooth curve. So I can join all the points in the correct sequence in this way. So initially with 2H pencil. So once we got the guided curve, we can highlight that curve with HB pencil. So in this way we can complete remaining portion also. So next with the help of HB pencil we can highlight this curve by freehand only. Yes, finally here we can see join all the points in this way with freehand curve. And if you observe the base, there is no cutting portion, that is why we should use HB pencil here also, and join 1A1. Similarly here this 1A1 also with HB pencil straight line. And if you observe the remaining inside lines, all lines are very light lines, 2H lines, because it has generators. And here we can compare the development of surfaces of the cylinder with prism, hexagonal prism. We can see this diagram here. These lines by scale we have to join all the points. That means the lines must be straight. And here if we coming to the curve, this one with free hand, curve with free hand. And if you observe inside lines, these are edges with HB pencil. And if we are coming to these inside lines, these are generators with 2H pencil. We have to show this difference in the layout. And this is about the final view of this particular truncated cylinder development. And if you have any doubts about this problem, you can ask in the comment section also. And next let us move to the last problem of this particular sheet, that is related to the cone. Hello guys, coming to the problem number 8, we can see the question: a cone of base 50 mm diameter and 60 mm height resting with its base on HP. So up to this particular point, this is related to the orthographic projections. It is cut by a sectional plane perpendicular to the VP, parallel to one of the generators, and passing through a point on the axis 20 mm from the apex. So draw the development of lateral surfaces, sectional views, and true shape of the cut surface. So all things we have to construct in this particular problem. So here I can construct the initially we can complete orthographic projections of the cone. Object is located on the HP means in the top view we will get the true shape. So initially we can construct orthographic projections of the simple cone, and next we can develop the simple cone according to the problem number 4. We have completed problem number 4 in the second part of the development of surfaces. So we can follow the same procedure here also. So initially we can draw the projections of the cone when the object is located in the horizontal plane, and next here we can take the line parallel to this one. We have to follow radial line development because here it has apex and base, so there is no top surface, so that time we can follow radial line development. Radial line development means we need center and radius, so we can take the center on the locus of P dash. Similarly radius that is parallel to the true length of the generator. Here PE that is parallel to the reference line, that is why here we can take P dash E dash line as true length of the generator. So we can construct the line parallel to the P dash E dash. Then here AP line is inclined to the another AP line, that is 138.5 degrees. So theta, we have to calculate theta, that is equal 360 degrees into R by S. R means that is radius of the circle, 25 mm we got because 50 mm diameter, and S means slant height. Slant height means this one, true length of the generator, that is representing slant height. So we can measure this inclined line, that here I got 65 mm because axis is equal to 60 mm. So here R is equal to 25, S is equal to 65. After calculation part, here I got 138.5 degrees. So with this particular line we can construct one more line with 138.5 degrees. Now join this, and here this line dimension also equal to the S. This line dimension also equal to the S, that means 65. Then join both the points by means of curve or arc, so that we will get the sector in this way. Then here we have 8 equal parts in the circle, so we should divide the this particular sector also into 8 equal parts, so that we will get the 8 sectors in this way. So we can give the naming A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, and finally A. So this is about simple development of the simple cone. But if we coming to the actual problem, we have the sectional plane also. So we have to cut the object according to the given conditions in this particular view. So sectional plane is parallel to one of the generator, either this left side generator or right side generator. And one more thing, sectional plane is passing through the axis, that is 20 mm below the apex. So we can mark a point 20 mm below the apex on the axis. Similarly we can set the drafter with the one of the generators, that means either left side generator or right side generator, then cut the object. So let me show that line also. Yes, in this way we can cut the object, that means according to the given conditions. Here sectional plane is passing through the axis, that is 20 mm below the apex, and sectional plane is parallel to the left side generator. We can keep this one to the right side generator also. So here sectional plane is parallel to one of the generators, that is why I kept the sectional plane parallel to the left side generator. And if you observe the sectional plane, here it is cutting the generator E, F, D, C, G, and if we coming to this particular position, here it is cutting base. So before BH point it is cutting base. So I can give front end base, that is 4, similarly back end base, that is 5. That means between BC, that is 4, and similarly between HG, that is 5. Back surface back end, that is HG. So between H and G points we will get 0.5. Similarly between B and C points we will get 4. So here I think some of you people are having some doubt about this particular point. So I will explain this one by means of top view again. Yes, here we can see sectional top view. Here first point is located on EP, that is why we can project this point onto the EP, so that here in the top view we will get 0.1. Similarly 27 also located on the FD. So 2 is belongs to the DP, so we can project this point downwards. So on DP, we can mark point 2. Similarly on PF we can mark 7. And similarly we coming to the 4 and 5, these are located on the base. Similarly nearer to the BH, we can observe this point. So if you project this one, and we have to mark these points on the base circle. So front end, that is located out of the braces, so we can mark this point front end 4. And 5 is invisible, so we can keep this one back end. So between GH we have 5, between BC we have 4. So next, by means of joining these points, we will get this curve. This is the cut surface after removing this portion. So we can show this cut surface by means of sectional lines. That is over. And this is here, if you observe this one here, this is sectional top view, and similarly this is the sectional front view. That is over. And next we can mark these 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 points in this particular diagram. And one more thing here, 3 and 6 points are located on the axis, that means perpendicular line. So it is impossible to project these points onto the perpendicular line again. So that here I have drawn horizontal line from point 3. I have drawn horizontal line or locus line to intersect AP generator, and I can give the naming, that is K dash. I have given naming, that is K dash, and we can project this particular point onto the AP because this one is located on AP. So we can project this one. So after projecting this point, K dash becomes K, and next we can take PK dimension as radius, P as center, draw an arc on PG, so that we will get 6th point on this particular line. Similarly, same dimension, PK dimension as radius, P as center, draw an arc on CP, so that we will get 0.3. Then join all the points in the correct sequence. This is the procedure to find out 3 and 6 in the top view. And in the next step, we have to mark these 7 points in this particular diagram according to these dimensions. So for that purpose, we can draw the locus lines again to meet true length of the generator. Yes, here we can see how to mark these numbers in this particular development layout. So first point, that is the first locus line, is representing number 1, and here we can take P2 1. This is 1, dimension as radius, 1 is located on EP, so we have to take 1P dimension as radius, P as center, draw an arc on PE generator or EP generator, so that here we will be getting point number 1. Here this point is 1. And next, this line is representing 2 and 7. So 2 is belongs to the DP, and 7 is belongs to the FP. So we can take P2 2, and we have 7 also here. P2 2 dimension as radius, P as center, draw an arc on DP, P as center, DP as on the DP line we have to construct arc, so that here we will be getting 2. And similarly, same dimension as radius, P2 7, this point as center, draw an arc on PF line, so that here we will get 7. And next we can take this third locus line, 3 and 6 is invisible. So next, P3 dimension as radius, P as center, draw an arc on CP, because the 3 is located on CP line, so we will get a 0.3 here. And similarly, 6 also located on GP, so we can take same dimension as radius, this point as center, draw an arc on GP, so that we will get 6th point here. And we have 2 more points, 4 and 5. So 4 and 5 both are located on the base circle, so that here we will get on the curvature. And if you observe this one, 4 is located between BC, and this point is very nearer to the point B, so that directly here I can mark point 4 nearer to the point B, similarly between BC, so I can say this is 4. And similarly 5 also located between GH, and this is very nearer to the GH, so I can say this is 0.5. So in the next step, we should join these points by freehand with 2H pencil initially. Then later with HB pencil we can join all the points with HB pencil. So finally, after joining all the points in the correct sequence, similarly with HB pencil, we will get the final view in this way. And when the sectional plane is parallel to one of the generators, similarly, it is passing through the axis 20 below the apex. After sectioning, we will get the development of lateral surfaces of the truncated cone in this way. So this is development of lateral surfaces of the truncated cone. This one is representing sectional top view, this one is sectional front view, and this cut surface representing apparent shape of the cut surface. And for the purpose of true shape, I have explained in the offline lectures. For true shape, I have explained the procedure. You can follow the same procedure and construct the true shape here. That is the homework. So here in this particular sheet, that means development of lateral surfaces sheet, totally we have completed 8 problems. You can and for your practice purpose, you can draw the true shape for every particular truncated object in the drawing sheet. Thank you, thanks for watching this video. And if you have any doubts about this problem, you can ask me in the comment section. Once again, thank you for watching this video.